Hey, second grade. So we're going to continue working on our hot air balloon. What we're going to do now is we're going to cut this out. When you guys cut this out, I want you to get as close as you can to the black line around your hot air balloon. Please make sure that you're taking your time doing this because we worked really hard and we do not want to lose the hard work that we just did. So move your paper around, do whatever you need to do to cut out your shape. Nice and neat. Make sure your name is on the back of your hot air balloon. Just like that. Okay, so this is my balloon. I'm going to put this to the side because we don't need it right now. So once you're done with that, you are going to, hold on one second. Grab a white piece of paper. I'll give you a white piece of paper, and we're going to create the background for this. For the background, we will use watercolor, and we are just going crazy with color. Make it as colorful as you want. This will be our sky. Um, again, make it as colorful as you want. It does not matter. With watercolor, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of colors left from this school year, but we're going to use what we have. We're going to make the best of what we have. So if we only have like 3 or 4 colors in your watercolor palette, then use those colors. Try to keep it nice and bright. Remember to add lots of water. The more water you add, the nicer your color will be and the easier it will be to apply color. Now, if you look here, it looks like it's completely empty, but I'm still going to put some water in there because sometimes, even though it looks like it's empty, there's still some color in there. And this one has another color in it. I'm just going to kind of swirl it around until that color starts to move out of the way. And now it is kind of gone. I'll just start cleaning that up, okay? So now I'm just going to start coloring this. It does not have to be in a specific pattern. You could do circles throughout your paper. You could do stripes. You could just go crazy with it. It does not matter. If you just want to use like certain colors, you could just use certain colors. When mixing, only mix on your paper. Do not mix in the palette. That's how we keep our palettes nice and neat. You could also see that I am not applying any pressure to my paintbrush. I'm letting the bristles, this part, do all the work. So go ahead and fill up your paper. I will do the same, and when I get back, I will show you how to set up your collage. All right, guys, so I finished coloring my background. I made sure to cover all of it. You see that it's covered all around. You want to really try your best to cover all of the white spots because you want this to be a beautiful, colorful sky. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this to the side so it dries. And while this is drying, especially if you didn't put too much water, it should dry quickly. We're going to create the basket for the bottom of our hot air balloon. So I will give you some brown paper, probably scrap paper. This is a piece of scrap paper. It's brown. What I'm going to do is I am going to kind of measure it up to my hot air balloon. And I want my basket to be about the same width as the bottom of my balloon. So I'm just going to draw a little line here. That line is going to tell me how wide it should be. You see it right there. I'm going to cut it. And now what I want to do is I want to create what looks like a basket weave on my basket. Okay. So what you do is, let me see if I can get a little bit lower so you guys could see it. There we go. So for this, what you do is you create a pattern. We're going to start off by creating straight lines, horizontal lines. So I'm going to go across. I'm going to try to make them even in width. So that looks like that. Just like this. Not perfect, but close enough, okay? Now that we have our horizontal lines, we're going to create a pattern that looks a little bit like a weave pattern. So we start off by doing vertical lines. Again, we're kind of separating these lines like little sections. And we want them to be about the same width. Now I'm going to do the same thing here, but I want to make sure that my vertical lines do not touch. So this line right here cannot touch the one on the bottom. So I'm going to go here. See how they're not touching? See that? Now I'm going to repeat it again, this one. Then again at the bottom. Take your time when you do this because you might get a little confused since there is a lot of pattern. Looks a little bit like a brick pattern as well. All right, so now that I'm done with this little basket weave here, I am ready to glue this with my hot air balloon. Just making sure my lines are nice and dark. Okay. So I'm going to take my paper. I'm going to take my hot air balloon. And I'm going to decide where I want it. Do I want it floating on a side like this or straight up and down? However you want it, you're going to glue it. Take your glue stick. Glue the very edge of your balloon. I am not putting glue all over the place. I'm only putting glue around the outside edge so that it stays nice and stuck to my paper. I'm going to put it right here, kind of slanted. Then I'm going to massage this so that it really gets onto my paper. Turn my paper around, make sure that I give it a good massage. Now my basket is going to go slightly below. There is a space here because this is where people usually stand, okay? So I'm going to give myself a little bit of a space. I'm going to glue this onto my paper, and just like I did with my balloon, I am only applying glue on the outside right here. That, and I'm going to put this here. Massage. Make sure it's nice and stuck onto my paper. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to create some strings here that attach to the balloon. Okay, so this is your hot air balloon. I hope you guys have fun creating this really cool collage. I'm sure you're going to love it.